SunClan family, what's good? It's your girl Radiance, and today is SunRaee Sunday. As you already know, I'm bringing you yet another SunRaee CIY. Before we even get into this tea, I need you to like this video because you're gonna like this video, and also join the family by subscribing if you haven't already. I'm gonna just take a moment of silence right now, right quick, for y'all to go ahead, do that, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Okay, now we can really get into this tea. As the weather starts to heat up, clothes are starting to come off as we slowly approach bathing suit season. So I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to film a long-awaited bikini bottom tutorial. You guys have been asking me for a bathing suit bottom tutorial for as long as I've had this channel, and I feel like it's finally time. It's that time. Go ahead and get y'all together, y'all. I was inspired to make these bottoms from a picture that was posted in the SunClan Facebook group by one of my fellow SunRaeers. Speaking of which, you guys can follow the link below in the description box to join the SunClan family. It is the first and only crochet support group that focuses on bathing suits and trendy fashions. A safe place to share your work, ask for help, and be inspired by the lovely ladies of the group and their projects. Not only that, but the group also gets early video releases and access to the things that others don't. Again, the link is in the description box if you would like to join. I instantly fell in love with these bottoms and decided to make my own. These bikini bottoms are just a basic cheeky cut, but I executed the bottoms fairly different than what I would normally do. Also, what's different about these bottoms that I don't normally do is that they are made with size 3 worsted weight yarn. And anybody who knows me and have been following this channel long enough, you know that I love me some size 4 worsted weight yarn. And I don't usually ever use size 3, but you know what? We stepping out of the box today and we doing some shit we wouldn't normally do. It's important to make yourself uncomfortable because that's how you grow, by doing things you've never done before. So with all of that being said, let's jump right into this tutorial. Yeah, we're doing the materials and stuff a little different this week because I guess I don't know what it is with y'all, but I be showing y'all what materials we be using, but people still be acting like, they still ask me what kind of yarn, what size hook, as if I didn't say it. So instead of saying it, I'm going to put it out, put the words with it. There we go. Maybe that can help a little bit. But yeah, I'm doing things a little different with this tutorial, actually, that I don't normally do, this being some of the first. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all read all of this stuff because it's important. Make sure this part right here, when you cut your elastic and glue it together, make sure you do it a little bit. Make sure you do it at the very beginning of the project because you want your glue to be already you want it to already be together by the time you get ready to use it. You want it to be, you don't want to have to wait to finish your project because you forgot to glue your elastics together at the beginning. So make sure y'all, that's very important. Make sure y'all do that. So y'all, let's get straight into it. I don't know why that title was right there. But yeah, you're going to start off normally with a slip knot as usual. And you guys, the way that we are working this bikini bottom, usually I work from the crouch up to the front. Then I reattach and work from the crouch to the back. But this time, I am actually starting from the top of the front and working our way down to the crouch and then working our way up to the booty. So we're going to start off by chaining up a chain of 38, which is, because we're doing 36 double crochet. But you have to add 2. So yeah, we're going to just double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. And then you're just going to double crochet all the way down. And again, we chain 38, but it's going to give us 36 double crochet at the end of this row. So yeah, just chain your 38, double crochet in the 4th chain for the hook, and then double crochet all the way down. Baby, are you down, 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 down? But yeah, here we are coming up on the end of that. Okay. Yep, so 36 all together. And now we're going to start decreasing. So to decrease, you're just going to chain up 2, turn your work. That first one does count as a stitch. So you're going to skip the next stitch and then double crochet in the one after that. So basically, like I said, the chain up 2 counts as the first stitch. You skip the next stitch and double crochet in the stitch after that. because we are decreasing. That is how I decrease. Now you're just going to double crochet all the way down till you get to the second to the last stitch. So yeah, here we are at the very end of this. So yeah, here we are at the second to the last stitch. So of course, you know, we're decreasing on both sides. So you just skip that and double crochet into the very last stitch. So yeah, so we're decreasing one on each side. That's how we starting off. So again, we're decreasing again. I meant how I said it like that, decreasing. So yeah, so again, you chained up 2, skip the first stitch, well, skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next, and then going all the way down. Basically, you are just repeating. We're just repeating what we have been doing. And I'm just going to show you a visual. So, yeah, there we are at the second to the last. You skip that, double crochet right into that one. So, yeah, you just continue doing that. I'm just showing it on video so you can get a visual of it. I know some of you guys need a visual, but that is how we decrease. That's how we decrease. I know some people decrease by double crocheting 2 together, but I don't. I don't. I don't know why. I've just always, when I made bathing suits, I've just always skipped the stitch instead of double crocheting 2 together. That's just me. But you could double crochet 2 together to get the same, you know, the same thing basically. But that's not what I do. So yeah, this is just me showing y'all decreasing. Just the decreasing. I think we do 19 rows of this, if I'm not mistaken. But I got it written down, so it's going to pop up. There is no reason to lie. Yeah, here we are. So, yeah, 19 rows of decreasing each side. So, 19 rows all together. So, do your 19 rows, pause the video, do your 19 rows, and come back. And once you get to the end of your 19, you should have 10 double crochet all together. So yeah, at this point you should have 10 double crochet for the crouch. So now we're just working evenly with no increase or decrease. So just chain up 2, and again that counts as the first stitch. And you're just going to double crochet in that next stitch. Because remember, we are not increasing or decreasing. And then you're just going to work your way all the way down like normal, as we always do. So again, yeah, we're at the crouch now. We're at the crouch of the bottoms. Normally I would work 6 rows of this, you know, of the crouch of us no decreasing or increasing. Normally when I'm making like regular bathing suit bottoms, full cut, but because we are making cheeky cut, I'm only doing 4 rows of the crouch. So yeah, this will be row number 3. And again, no increase or decrease on either side. You should basically have 4 rows of 10. Once you get at the end of the crouch part. But yeah, this is me coming up on the end. I'm just counting to make sure I got everything together. So yeah, like I said, I usually do 6 rows of crouch, but because these are cheeky bottoms, we are only going to do 4 rows of the crouch. And I do this because I don't want the crouch part to be bulky. Like, it's just to get the perfect fit. But yeah, you should have 4 rows of 10 double crochet with no decrease or increase. Now we will start decreasing 1 on each side again. This is how we will get the cheeky look. So yeah, now we're decreasing 1 on each side. So chain up. That counts as the first. And again, skip the next stitch and double crochet right into the stitch after that. And then you're just going to crochet all the way down until you get to the second to the last stitch. And as usual, you are going to skip that one and go into the next. And you are just going to keep decreasing 1 on each side until we only have 2 stitches left. So again, it's nothing really much for me to say here. you can just, you just watch and get the picture. Again, we're decreasing on both sides until we only have 2 stitches left. But yeah, I do this. This is how I do my thongs and my cheeky bottoms. I do 4 for the crouch, and then I start decreasing. Sometimes I don't necessarily do 2, decrease to 2. Sometimes I decrease to 4. Sometimes I decrease to 3. Really depends on my mood. But today we are decreasing to 2. So yeah, here we are. This will be 2 double crochets right here. So boom. Now we just got 2. Now we will work 4 more rows of 2 double crochet. For a total of 5 rows of 2 double crochet. So again, we have 2 now, so we're just going to work 4 more rows of 2 double crochet so we can have 5 all together. And again, there's nothing really much to say. You can just see me on the video doing it. Now, we were working thongs, we would just keep working up the 2 further than 5 rows. But because we're doing cheeky and we don't want it to be a thong, we just wanted to, show little cheeks. We're just going to do a small. So now we will start doing, we will do a row of increase on each side. So just 1 row of increase. So chain up 2, turn your work, and you're just going to double crochet in that exact same stitch to increase the first one. And now you're going to put 2 double crochet in that last stitch to increase on the last. So you should have a total of 4 double crochet for this part. So now that we've done the cheeky part, we need to start getting more coverage. And to get more coverage, we will now chain up 8. And this is what I mean by I did something that I normally wouldn't do for these bottoms. This is what I did. So we're going to just chain up 8, and then you're going to finish off. Instead of increasing 1 on each side gradually, we're going to increase faster and immediately by, adding a lot more length. Now turn your work and reattach to the other side. But yeah, we want to add more length, more than just two stitches at a time. So that's why we're doing it like that. And I've tried this technique with more fuller cut bottoms, but I hadn't tried it with like a cheeky or thong, Brazilian style. So this was new to me. I wasn't quite sure how it would come out, but I figured it was going to come out right before I tried it. But it did. It came out right. So yeah, we're just going to chain up 9. And the reason why, because we need to get a total of 18 stitches all together. So we already have 4. So that means we need to add 14 more. So yeah, so chain up 9 and double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. The reason why it's 9, because again, it's always the number that you need, which is 7 plus 2. And the reason why we chained up 8 on the other side is because that last chain was actually the finishing off and not the real, doesn't count. So yeah, now we're just going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook from that chain 9. And now we're just going to double crochet all the way down. And again, we just want to do this because we want to get 19 stitches all together. So yeah, that is us coming up on the end of that, and this is what it should look like. So again, it's just immediately, it's a increase, but instead of doing it gradually, we did it all at once. So now we will work 11 rows of 1 increase on each side. So now we are back, now we are increasing 1 on each side for however many rows I just said. I think I said 11. So yeah, double crochet in that exact same stitch of the chain 2 and work your way all the way down. We're just increasing on both sides, which means you put 2 double crochet in the first stitch, 2 double crochet in the last stitch. That is all. And we are just going to work that for however many rows that I said on the screen. I think I said 11. I'm not quite sure, but whatever I said on the screen, that's how many rows. Just don't listen to the voiceover, because voiceover radiance tends to forget things all the time. So yeah, we're at the last stitch. So we're just putting 2 double crochet into that very last stitch. And again, chain up 2. That counts as the first stitch. Double crochet in that exact same stitch. And double crochet all the way down till you get to the end. And once you get to the end, place 2 double crochet in the very last stitch. So yes, like I said a million trillion times, you increase it for 11 rows, and all you do to increase, you increase it on both sides for 11 rows. All you do to increase is just put 2 stitches in the first stitch, 2 in the last stitch. That's the increase. That is all. And again, me on camera is just a visual representation for those of you guys who really need it. So yeah, pause the video and finish your 11 rows. Now we are just going to decrease 1 time on each row for 4 rows. So instead of increasing 1 on the front and 1 in the back, we're just going to increase that very first stitch for 4 rows. So let me show you. Chain up 2, and again, we're increasing that first stitch. So turn your work, and you're going to place a double crochet in that exact same stitch. And then you're just going to double crochet all the way down. No more increases. You're going to do that for 4 rows. So for 4 rows, we are just increasing at the very beginning, and that is it. So yeah, here we are coming up on the end of that. And again, we're not increasing on the end. So you just place 1 double crochet in that very end. And that's how you get to the end of it. So yeah. So again, remember, we're increasing at the beginning. So chain up 2, turn your work. Double crochet in that exact same stitch because we're increasing the beginning. And then you're just going to double crochet all the way down normally. So yeah, we need 4 rows of that. So do 4 rows of that. And once you do your 4 rows, just come back for the next part because we're getting ready to make the straps. And again, this is my first time making straps that aren't tie straps. You know, this is my first time incorporating lace in any, I mean, not lace, but elastic in any of my designs. It's something that I've been wanting to do, but I've just been too lazy to do. But I finally got around to it because I felt like this design called for it. In the original picture that I used for inspiration, she didn't have elastic in hers. And I see that a lot of people actually do make crochet bathing suits that don't have ties, that just, you know, you just pull them up and they don't have elastic with them. But I just don't feel like that's going to work. I feel like it's going to get stretched out. So we got to put some elastic in there. I just don't understand it. So yeah, we will now be adding the straps to join the back of the bathing suit to the front. To figure out how much, I've messed that up, y'all. I cannot read today. To figure out how much length to add to each side, we must do a little math. Measure the top of the front and back of your bikini bottom and add that number together. I hope y'all get at math, honey, because listen. Subtract that number from your hip measurements. Well, your hip measurement. Not measurements, it's only one. It's only one. Divide that number by 2. The number you end up with is how many inches your straps need to be. Now, you can get fancy and figure out how many chains you need by figuring out the stitch gauge. You know, y'all can get fancy with it, do it like that. That's what I did. Or you can skip all that extra work and just chain a chain to the length that you need. Yeah, you know, that's the easiest thing to do. The choice is yours, though. Get it how you live. But for those of you who don't want to do the math, my bottoms will fit a small to medium, and I chained a chain of 40. So yeah. So chain up 40. You know, that's the end of the 4th row. You just continuing, you know, you didn't have to finish off or anything. You just continue working. So that's my chain of 40. And I'm just going to turn my work, find the front, and reattach to the very corner stitch. You want to make sure you put it in the right stitch. And you're just going to slip stitch into that. And again, like I said, some people just leave they straps like this. They just chain a chain and they don't put elastic or anything in it. I'm not one of those people. I just feel like when this bathing suit gets wet, if it's not no elastic in it, it is just gonna fall off, girl. Or when you pull it up over your hips, it's gonna stretch out. I just don't understand how a crochet bathing suit cannot have elastic in it and just have, you know, chain straps that aren't adjustable, that's not string, and it fit right and it stay on. So yeah, so once you finish that off, you're just going to reattach at the front, at the other end of the front. You're going to reattach, and you're going to chain however many that you chain. I chain 40. And you're going to just reattach with a slip stitch at the back part. So yeah, just like you just did the first one. So just reattach, chain up 40. And reattach at the back with a slip stitch. But once you reattach on this part, do not finish off. Do not finish off. So yeah, you just slip stitch there. And now we are going to start working the elastic band into our work. So yeah, grab that first elastic band that you made. I didn't do it on camera, but I told y'all to make y'all own. I explained how to do it. Yep, the instructions, y'all. They go to the formal instructions. And now you're just going to single crochet all the way around over the elastic. So you see how I'm putting it in there. You just, you know, put it between you and your work. And just single crochet over it. And all you're going to do is just single crochet all the way along the back side of the piece, along the chains, along the front part, along the second chain, until you get to the other side. So basically you're going to single crochet all the way around. And once you get to the, get back to the very first stitch, you are going to slip stitch into that first stitch and chain off. Which I'm way ahead of myself, but I'm telling you guys that because I didn't show it on camera. But I do have formal instructions up to show you guys when we get there. I didn't show the end of this first round on camera, but I did show the end of the second round on camera, which is basically the exact same thing. So yeah. But I'm just giving you a visual representation of what it looks like to single crochet all the way around. Because even though I said it, I know some people still like to see what it looks like. I don't think that's how you say that. What it looks like. That sounded weird when I said it the first time. But yeah, you're just going to single crochet all the way around. See, this be the boring parts of the video for me. Like, it's nothing really for me to say without distracting y'all. But I just don't want to sit here and say nothing. Yep. At this point in the shooting, I got a tad bit lazy and forgot to show how I finished off the strap, which I explained it. But all I did was single crochet all the way around until I got back to the very first single crochet. Then I slip stitched into the very first stitch and finished off. Again, like I said, you guys, I didn't show this on camera, but I showed how to finish off the second strap, and it's literally the same thing. That's it. It was just that simple. So now we're getting ready to make the top strap, but before we start on it, we need to place markers. Find the center stitch of the front and back panel of your bottoms. My front panel has an even number, so I'll be placing 2 stitches across the center of the front, so it equals up. But my back panel has an odd number, so I will be placing 3 stitches across the back. And the reason why I'm doing that is, again, like I said, because you want it to be even. If you have an even number in the front and you put 3 stitches across the front, or you try to put 1 stitch across the front, it's not going to add up evenly. So, you need to just put 2. So, the first one and the second one beside it. For the back, it's the odd number. So with the odd number, you can either do 1 or 3 stitches. I want to do 3. So yeah, this is the back part. So again, I'm doing 3 stitches in the back. So I got my stitch marker dead in the center. But I'm not going to start dead in the center. I'm going to start in the stitch beside that. Well, in front of the center. So yeah, I'm doing 3 in the back because again, that was an odd number. I want my shit to be in the center still, even though it's odd. So we're doing 3 across the back. My front is an even number. So I'm doing 2 across the front because again, we want it to be dead in the center. You don't want it to be off because it's not going to look right. So yeah. So reattach it in the front of the middle back stitch. And yeah, I'm chaining up a chain of 83. And again, I have formal instructions to explain why. I chained 83 for my top straps. I got this number by taking the number of stitches all together from the last round. So count up all your single crochet from the last round. Then I subtracted 5, which is my center stitches. This is where I got my 5, my 2 in the front, my 3 in the back, the ones that we place markers in. You subtract that from how many stitches. Then you got to add 10 more because I just want the extra length to be able to pull up. And then you divide that number by 2. And whatever number you get, that is how many you are going to chain up for each chain. That's how I got my number of chains for the top straps. I hope that makes sense. Rewind this bitch back if you didn't get it. But yeah, I just chained up my 83. Because like I said, I'm doing 83. And here is my center stitch. And I'm slip stitching. We're going to slip stitch across the two center stitches of the front. The reason why I'm slip stitching is because I don't want height on this part. I want it to be flat. Because we are going to have to come back around and do another round of single crochet. And I don't want it to be 2 rows of single crochet. That's too much. So we're going to do 2 slip stitches. But you don't want to make them too tight because we are going to have to single crochet in them when we get back around. So yeah, 2 slip stitches across the 2 center stitches in the front. And then once again, I'm chaining up 83. Now once we get to the back, remember we didn't start in the center of the back. We started in the one in front of the center. So we still need to put in the stitches. So you're just going to slip stitch across the 3 center stitches in the back. And that's what I'm doing. I feel like this makes sense. I feel like y'all can get this. But yeah, so yeah, you're just gonna place 3 slip stitches across the center 3 stitches. Because again, we don't want the height, we want it to be flat. So yeah, that's what you should have now. So now we are getting ready to add the elastic. This is where you add the second elastic cord that you made. Because remember, you need to make 2. And now all we are going to do is just single crochet all the way around across the chains and across the center stitches. So yeah, that's all I'm doing is I single crochet in that very first, in that same one that we slip stitch in, which is the last of the center 3. And now all you're going to do is single crochet across the chains till you get to the front, until you get to the front of it. Y'all, this has been the smoothest voice record over that I have done in a while. I'm super proud of this. I'm not going to have to go back in and do... I have to really start over like that. This was just too easy. I feel like this was just this whole tutorial was just too easy for me to record, edit, and do the voiceover for. Something gonna come up. It's just been too smooth. It is always something. So yeah, now we are at the center of the center 2 that we put the slip stitches in. And instead of slip stitching this time, we are going to single crochet into those. So yeah, so just place the single crochet in the 2 across the front. Remember, it's only 2. And then once again, you start back working in the chain again. And you're just gonna keep working till you get to the very end. Yay, we're at the end of this. And y'all, I started not to show y'all how to put the fringe on because I feel like, I know that's just like, some stuff I don't show in the video because I feel like, you know, that's just something that everybody knows how to do. Or if you don't know how to do it, you can just Google it. But I know the last time I made a fringe top, people asked, so I showed this time. But yeah, here we are at the back of this. We are at the back of the 3 slip stitches. So just put a single crochet in the first two. And remember, we started off in the first of the three. So you just gonna slip stitch into that one, I believe. So yeah, so not slip stitch, but single crochet into the 3 across the back or 2, depending on where you started your first stitch at. And that's what you do. But like I was saying before we got interrupted by this tutorial, I'm showing you guys how I do my fringe actually on camera this time, because like I said, the last time I did a fringe tutorial, everybody acted like they didn't know how to do fringe. So you're just going to take whatever, you need something that's the size that you want your fringe to be. This is how long, I want mine to be about as long as this book is. So this is what I'm going to wrap my fringe around. You just wrap it. This is how you can make a whole bunch of fringe quickly. So yeah, wrapped it. Then I cut it. Because you want it all to be the same size. Because who has the time? That's how you make a lot of fringe at one time now. And now I'm about to show you how I attach my fringe. Because again, some people, they didn't know what to do. So we gonna cover everything this time. I used 4 strands. At first, I actually just used 2 strands of fringe, but afterwards I did not like how it looked. It just looked thin, and girl, who wants thin edges? Nobody wants thin edges. So I went back in and added 2 more strands for a total of 4 altogether. So we can have her thick. We need the thickness. But yeah, and I put it in every other stitch. Because the knots can get pretty big. And you don't want them to be like overlapping each other. But yeah, this is how I did it. I just went into the stitch, pulled some up, grabbed it, and knotted it on. That's how you add on your fringe, you guys. Just that simple. Just that simple. I think I'm going to do it one more time to show you guys, to make sure that y'all really get it. Get into this tea, girl. Well, maybe I didn't. Yes, I did, but it's just blurry. But yeah, you find the stitch that you're going to go into. Go into that stitch. I'm so sorry I'm out of focus, y'all. I was just so sorry. Yep, you grab your 4 strands. Or you can you can really do however many strands that you want. It is totally up to you and your preference and how you like it. Also, you guys, I did not put an edging on this project. Y'all know how I feel about having your edges laid and slayed, but I did not put an edging on this project. I'm not even quite sure why I didn't. I feel like with the yarn being so thin, it's not really like, you can't really tell that it's a raw edge. And I felt like, I don't know, I felt like putting an edging on this project was going to take away from it. I'm not sure. I really wasn't feeling the edge for this project, but it's totally up to you. If you want to put on your edging, girl, throw your edging on. I'm not mad at you, none of that. But I just opted out of putting the edging on of this project. And y'all know that is not like me. I'm like, matter of fact, I'm like pro edges. Like you should have edges all the time. You should never leave your house without your edges. But I don't know. I just wasn't feeling edging for this project. But there it is, you guys. That is your bikini fringe bottom. We are getting these boho vibes this summer, y'all. Like, I'm really digging these bottoms. I think that they are so cute. It would be best if you got your elastic cord to match the actual color of your bathing suit. But I was just in Walmart. They didn't have but one color, which is white. It'll be better to get elastic that blends in. But it's still, you really can't tell. It still looks good. You can tell mine's, but it's not like super duper noticeable. If you didn't want to do it, you really can just opt and keep white. But it would definitely look so much better if you were to get the color that matches your yarn. But yes, y'all, that is we at the end. We is at the end of this tutorial. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, because I enjoyed shooting and recording, editing this tutorial for you guys. I really truly did. It's really nothing much to say. Make sure you guys come and join the Sun Clan family if you are not a part of it. The link is in the description below. Follow me across all my social media handles. All of those will be in the link below. In the description box below. Oh yeah, make sure if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because this is only the beginning. The summer is right around the corner. Y'all already know how I'm coming. We about to slay summer 2018. We not playing, period. Period, y'all. We're not playing. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And until next time, stay sunny and happy hooking.